Hi guys, and welcome back to another channel. If you're returning back, thanks for the support. If you're new, welcome. So just stick about and see what the crypto market's all about today. I just do a wee daily channel, just a wee 10-15 minutes, just another update just to see how we're at in the crypto space. I love just having a look at this coin market cap and seeing the latest ups and downs. Don't I mean, if you're new to this space, don't worry about the downside. That's plenty of opportunity to get in and buy in the dips. There's still always money to be made no matter what way we're going here. So welcome back anyway guys, and let's get into it to see what's going on. So yeah, a few red things today, a few downward downward trends, but not, like I say, not to worry. That's just buying opportunities. We'll get in here and we're all here to make some money. So yeah, let's have a wee look. So I noticed this Dogecoin is just going insane just now. I don't know whether this is purely down to Elon. I think Elon wants to take this under his wing and try and get this to $1 on his own, and he probably has the power to do so. But it is just a meme coin, guys. This was just set up a few years ago just as a joke to try and compete with Bitcoin, but it was purely just as that. It was never set up to do anything. There's not really any fundamentals behind it. It could dump just as quick. So if you are wanting to go in and out on just make a quick profit, just be very cautious, guys, that this is ultimately, it is a bit of a pump and dump coin, although it has been pumping insane for the last wee while. I mean, it was at like over 500% gains in 7 days. So yes, there is money to be made on it, but just remember, it can just drop just as quick. So I'm not wanting to FOMO into this coin. I just think it's very risky. So yes, the rewards there, but very risky. So one of the ones that I wanted to draw your attention to, again, I think I've spoke about this one in the past, is this Chiliz. I've noticed this is starting to creep up again. We've got some bullish news coming out in April here. If you don't know what this is, it's a coin about sports and different teams. Football, it's trying to get in the NFL, the NBA, and they've already signed up a lot of the European football teams. There's a lot of news coming to this coin. I think this is going to do exceptionally well, and it can at least double in the next wee while. It's looking very bullish here, and it's basically an interact app for fans just to talk to their teams and things. I mean, if you look here, connecting fans from all over the world with their teams, I just think it's a very, very good thing to do. I don't think there's much competition in this. I think Chiliz is certainly dominating this market. I think it's a very, very, as an investor, good to get into, but also as a sports fan, very good as well for interact with your teams and being able to buy different things for your team and being able to communicate. So yeah, I mean, some of the teams here are well known. So yeah, I think very, very positive behind this. So excellent. I was having a look at the on the trading view. So we've managed to get through this resistance. We're on an upward channel here, if you've noticed here before, if you have a look at trading view. So we've got a couple of support and resistance lines that it's been hitting a couple of times. Down at the bottom here, it's been bouncing off this, but also on a gradual uptrend. So we're setting higher highs and higher lows, which is always very positive and bullish. But what we found just recently there this morning was it finally broke through this, and what you'll find is that now that it breaks through this resistance level on the upward channel, it should then retrace back and hit this and use this as support, and then it'll be blast off time. So we're currently sitting here at about the 60 cents mark. I get a feeling in the next few days that this is going to take off and hit at least the dollar mark. The dollar will be a bit of a resistance level, as it's a psychological level. And if you've seen in the past, we say Cardano and XRP, it does seem to sit at that sort of level for a wee while unless there's massive volume behind it. So I think that's we're next level here. But even if you were to buy in at this point, you're almost a 50% gain up to the dollar. So I don't think it's going to be a bad thing. I've got some Chiliz which I bought a few months ago. I think it was around about the 25-30 cents mark, and I think it's a really good investment. It's not going to continue obviously to keep going up and up, but as more and more news comes out and they sign more teams, they've set up an office in New York, and like I say, they're after the NBA and the NFL, and the money that's behind those teams, we're talking billions and billions. So if you put that into this particular program coin, you're talking what, 3.4 billion market cap, and you could easily see that at the end of this bull run or next bull run 10x, and then that you could easily see that sitting at the 30 billion mark. I'm very, very confident in this program to do this platform. I think it's a very, very good idea, and I don't think there's much competition. Certainly I've not heard of anything that's competing with this at the moment, and the fact that they've signed up with all these big teams, I don't suppose these teams are then going to sign up with further ones. So I think this is going to be the dominating platform for this sort of thing. So if you have a wee look at this site, you'll see what things are involved with, what teams, if they are involved with your own team, it would certainly be even better, and not just as an investor, just as a fan, a supporter, to support your own team. So I mean, it does say there here, Chiliz provides sports and entertainment entities with blockchain based tools to help them engage and monetize their audience. So they are going to be selling different things and doing, I believe, different competitions and things, and to interact more with your team, you'll have to have certain coin and be able to do different things to interact with your own personal team. And I think it's very, very good. Chiliz Exchange, I mean, you could just have a look at their site on your own, guys, at your own time, and just have a wee look and see what you think. But I think they just started this Juventus one just recently on Binance, and they've got Barcelona, and they seem to be constantly signing more and more teams. So they've definitely got the developers behind there just backing that all the time and trying to push it out. As you can see on this here, the news is just constant, more and more positive news here. New teams being added, new countries, NFTs. I mean, as you know, this is going to be a big industry on its own, these non-fungible tokens. This is going to be like the teams itself could maybe sell NFTs for maybe the signatures, with the photos of the players. They could do special events. They could maybe do fundraising and things to meet the players and sell them off as NFTs, and the fan token offerings. I mean, it's just absolutely as a fan, as a sports fan, this is just phenomenal as far as I can see in terms of the investment side and the potential for the teams, to help the teams out, especially during with this COVID, where it's really hit these teams hard with not being able to have the fans at the stadiums to watch them play live. So even more so, it's good timing here to back your own team, and if you are a supporter of one of the teams that's involved in this, just to help your team out, I just think that being able to follow them in this way and interact with them through your app is just amazing as far as I can see. If you just keep an eye on their Twitter feed, you'll see all the time all the positive news that's coming out for this Chiliz, and the fact that they're signing all these new teams and the way they're going to be interacting with them. I just think it's the future. I mean, it's definitely going to be the future here. So yeah, I just thought I would just talk about that just for a wee bit on that, guys. So one of the other things that I was just going to mention just briefly with there seems to be more and more Bitcoin, especially with this cyber attacks and trying to not necessarily hack they won't be hacking the blockchain. I don't think they can possibly do that, but this signing up to false accounts and them trying to basically take your money illegally, because this is becoming more and more common. I just wanted to just briefly talk about this coin in particular. Now this one is going to be a good one for this sort of stuff. On-chain cybersecurity protocol with trustless oracles preventing hacker attacks. Now, I think this is an amazing thing. It's quite sad that we need this in a way, but where there's always going to be money and exchanges, digital and online platforms, and basically faceless activities where anonymous people can set up these accounts, hack hack the users, try their best to basically con people out of money, and it's just absolutely wrong at every level. But it's just the way society is. You're always going to get this in every walk of life, every sort of thing that you're doing. There's always going to be these predators after decent people's money. So I think this protocol is going to be is just needed. Basically, I think it's going to be a very good thing, and I just thought I would mention it, guys, just in case, especially for the newbies here that they might be not aware about this sort of thing with the hackers and the cyber security. But certainly I know there's been a lot recently, especially aimed at the Bitcoin, and it's not helping Bitcoin with the new adopters because they could be put off by this. But what you've got to remember is it's not Bitcoin or the blockchain that's causing this problem. It's just people setting up false accounts to try and get your money. So not to worry about that unless you go through some of these sites where, if let's say you click on a site, like say you went to Binance and it took you to an advert, or an advert popped up and it took you to another site where it looked very similar. You've just got to be very careful, guys, with this. It's just so easy to click the wrong button. It takes you to some dodgy site, and then you could possibly lose your savings. So just be very careful, check the websites where they're going, and make sure that you're in the proper legit sites. With these adverts constantly popping up, this basic attention token, this BAT token, this is going to try and combat some of this with the advert integration. So it's going to get harder for these hackers to do this eventually. There's going to be more of this sort of thing in place to help it, but you'll never 100% get away. Criminals are criminals. They're always going to be one step ahead. But the reason behind this, as it's an essential protocol, I wanted to make you aware of the sort of price here. I have mentioned in the past that when you think about values of coins, you're taking into a few facts. You want to look at like your daily 24-hour volume. You want to see how much money is going through this exchange or coin, or how much it's being used on a 24-hour basis. You also want to look at the market cap and the maximum supply of the coin. This is really the kind of main things. Don't look at the price primarily when you're deciding on what's the best to buy, because you could look at a coin that's only say 5 pence, and you can look at a coin that's $500. Don't think that by buying the cheaper one that's a better deal and you're going to get in there early. That one could have already significantly did a bit of an increase, and because a lot of these coins are coming in at less than a penny, so it could have already jumped quite a significant bit. So don't look at the price, because you can buy parts of this. You don't need to buy a full coin at, say, this one being $100. You don't need to buy $100 worth. So don't think because some of these coins are cheaper that they're a better investment. The reason I was wanting to show you this one in particular is because when I'm talking about the maximum supply, the rarity of the coin. Now obviously there's more than just the maximum supply. There's the developers, the team behind the coins, and the way they advertise and promote their their actual product, and all the integrations they have. So there is more than just the maximum supply to take into account, but with the cyber security, it's definitely going to be required. So there's definitely a market for this particular coin. Now I want you to take a look at the maximum supply of this coin compared to most of the other ones. Now, one of the reasons Bitcoin is going to be valuable and increasingly valuable is its rarity. So there's only going to be 21 million supply, and a lot of these coins there's maybe 10 billion, 100 billion. So this is what keeps the price down as well, because there's so much supply of it. But have a look at this supply, where there's only 1 million available. Now this 1 million is probably one of the lowest supplies I have ever seen in coin market cap. So this coin in particular could go to thousands and thousands of dollars potentially, unless there's other competitors come in. I think this coin could easily 10x. So I wanted to try and make you aware about this cyber security and how much it's required in this type of industry, with all this digital interaction and all these dodgy sites coming on board and trying to scam you out. This token is definitely going to be needed. So again, not financial advice, guys, but just keep an eye on this one. And I think if you were to invest in this one, yes, it's $100, and that might put people off that's not got a lot of money to spend, but just keep an eye on this market cap and maximum supply. As this maximum supply creeps up and there's going to be less, it is a fairly new coin. This is why there's only 8% in the circulating supply at the moment, but as time goes on this will build up. So just keep an eye on this one. At the moment we're not in any of the big exchanges, so I think this is the best opportunity to get in at this time. Now you could go through the Uniswap, but again you've got to remember about the gas fees on this. 1 inch is also is worthwhile having a wee look at that exchange also. I don't think there's much else, and no, it's not on the main ones yet, like your KuCoin and Kraken and Binance. I get a feeling it probably will be added to one of those exchanges at some point, but by that time you could be sitting at $500 potentially. So I would definitely keep an eye on this one if I was you. I'm certainly keeping an eye on it. I'm not yet invested in it, but this has definitely got room to grow. I strongly believe this is going to grow at least a 10x, I would say. So yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to say, guys. Was just was talking about this Hapi and the Chiliz. The Chiliz is very, very bullish on. I think this has got big gains still to be had. The more and more teams that come onto this, it's just an amazing platform, amazing team. It's just the whole idea behind this is just brilliant. So yeah. So one more wee thing, guys, if you could just support my channel, this would be amazing. I do try my best to bring a daily video, and it's just a bit of a chat, a bit of an update on what's happening. It's nothing in particular that I don't want to go into too much technicals about certain coins. I just want to keep it brief and just keep a bit of a chat going every day. So it would be good if you could join me on my Twitter, which is Crypto News Today 1, and just get a wee bit of a chat going between the coins. I love talking about crypto, and I think my family's a bit fed up listening to me going on. So I thought, well, if I start this YouTube channel, at least my listeners are interested in crypto, and it's certainly. I mean, I love it. I just love looking at crypto. I'm constantly watching all the charts, where it's going, all these new coins coming on. I just think it's just the way forward. it's amazing. So I'm just hoping you guys are liking the channel. It is a fairly new, I've only been running it a few weeks, so, or 2 weeks, so it would be good if I could get a bit of a support here, guys. So just a wee like and a subscribe, and any comments for any future videos, it would certainly be appreciated. So that's all I have for today, guys. Now, bye.